coming to you from Inmate Lives Matter Too. I have Miss Mary here with me. And today we're going to do an introductory video just letting you know who we are, what we're about, and why we're talking so loud. Why are we making so much noise? Okay? So I have Miss Mary and she's going to introduce our cause.
Hi guys, my name is Mary Graham and I'm the mother of Terrence Graham. I don't know if some of you all are familiar with my son Case, but I started my organization up about 5 years ago, and the reason being for that is because 15 years ago my son was sentenced to a life plus 15-year sentence at the age of 15. During that time, when he was being sentenced, the judge decided that he had no other choice but to protect the community and sentence my son to 15 years plus life. And what that meant was when my son died in there, that I couldn't even retrieve his body to have a proper burial funeral for 15 more years, because he still owed the state 15 years of his life. Yeah, I know some of you saying, wow. But yeah, that's what happened to my son at the age of 15. So that is the reason why I'm here today. Coco and we're letting the inmates, reaching out to all inmates in the Florida State Prison to let them know that, that they are somebody and they do mean something to somebody, and they are loved and never give up, because in 2010 my son's case was overturned by the U.S. Supreme in Washington, D.C. And what that meant was he made it possible for a lot of inmates that went in at a teenage year to have another chance at being released. And since then, a lot of inmates has exited the prison system because of my son's case. And you just never know where God leads you. And I think this was my calling to continue this fight for not only my son, but for other inmates, because that's what my son's case have done. It has made a huge impact on all cases in the state of Florida, not only in Florida, but all over the world. It's been a long and a hard fight, but with God on my side, I couldn't go wrong, so I just jumped out there. And my mission was that inmates are human too. We all make mistakes, because they made a mistake or made the wrong choice, however you want to word it, they're still human. And they have rights also. And right now, that's one of my biggest missions, to make sure that inmates, still be treated as humans. And they let the world know that, even though they're where they are, they still are humans and they make mistakes. And they need to know that they're loved and that there are people that care about them. And there are people out here that's fighting for them. And it's just sad to know that we look down on inmates because of a mistake that they made, or a choice that they made in life. So my Coco and I mission is to make sure that these inmates know that, they still human. And we fight for a lot of cause. And one of our causes is keeping an inmate close to home, keeping their visitation um, in place. Coco, help me.
Also the well-being, being the way they're treated, the living arrangements, the lack of education inside the prison, the lack of resources, the lack of medication. Um, the list goes on. The way that they're treated, as far as being denied just regular human rights, things that we take for granted. Those things like being able to go to the restroom in the middle of the night in peace, not having to worry about someone stabbing you for a honey bun, or not worrying about, this CO doesn't like my family, so they're going to take it out on me and nobody can do anything about it because they've taken my phone calls, so I can't reach out to my family. You know, things like that. Those things such as, okay, I'm an indigent inmate, but I'm having health issues and they're not doing anything about it. So how do I reach out to my mother, my wife, my sister, my father? We're trying to take on those issues that people are afraid to touch because they deal with the government and they need the government's money. So they can't say things, their mouths are closed. We're trying to cross that barrier and speak open-heartedly, mindedly, wholeheartedly about the inmates in the case of what they cannot say for fear of retaliation, what they cannot do for fear of getting more added onto their sentence. These are the issues that we're trying to take to Washington, take to Tallahassee, so that they can be overturned and that we may be able to, get justice for our loved ones that have been locked up for so long, some for minimal crimes. You know, we're also talking about fair sentencing. We're talking about how these million years that was declared to be given out. We're trying to attack all of those issues out of this organization to better so many inmates, and not just in Florida, because everybody knows that it's a trickle effect. So if we have Florida issues being spoke about on Tallahassee, then other states will come along and they'll look at, hey, Florida has done this, and we're the most regress state in the U.S. We're last on everything. So if we can come together and do some progression, then maybe we'll see a difference in the prison system. Maybe we won't have so many repeat offenders. If we actually rehabilitate instead of just mass incarcerate. So that's what we're trying to do with this organization. And so Miss Mary has told you a little bit about herself and her son Terrence, and which is kind of how I met her. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about who I am and how we came to be. And so my name is Courtney Coco, that's what they call me. But I came to meet Miss Mary because I am a prison spouse. I'm a prison wife, have been for 6 years on and off. And so my story is a little different from Miss Mary. I don't know the side of being a mother. I know the side of being a wife. And so with that being said, I have different issues that I bring to the table that maybe she might, because mothers, they're a little caring, they're a little more caring, while we want to fight. But with all that being said, I met my husband about 6 years ago. We've been together on and off for that time period. And while being with him, I've seen so many injustices. And I sought out groups and support from different places. And I also have a brother and a cousin that's incarcerated. And with having a brother and a cousin that is incarcerated, my cousin's mother was a part of an organization and was like, hey, you come on, let's go to this meeting. I'm like, well, I'm a wife. It doesn't fit. But, they were like, come on anyway. So I went. And when I went, I was welcomed in even though I was a wife. And the first person I really connected to was Miss Mary. She's, her spirit matched mine. She was so genuine. And so with that, long story short, Miss Mary and I, we connected on another level. And with that, connection, we decided, hey, it's time to take this to another place. And with that being said, I vowed to help her to take her son's cause further and to help other inmates, and to attack mass incarceration. And that's what we're going to do by any means necessary. We're trying to take over the prison system. We want changes. We want change. We demand change. We demand that inmates are respected, even though they've made mistakes. They still deserve a certain level of respect, as does anyone. We demand that they're given real food. We demand that they're able to reach their loved ones. We demand that CEOs are held to accountability, and they don't have to. They aren't just sweeping things under the rug. Too many inmates have been killed and been swept up under the rug. This stuff has to stop. So I'm gonna let Miss Mary finish out.
Thank you, Coco. And just to piggyback off of a little bit of what Coco was speaking of. She's right. We're taking a chance, stepping out. We're trying to tackle this prison reform. A lot of it, people are scared to step out on it, as she mentioned. But this is stuff that needs to be addressed, such as mental health in the prisons, such as mass incarceration, such as trying to bring parole back into Florida, trying to interact on the 65 from the 85% to the 65%. So it's just a lot of issues and grounds that we trying to touch and reach out to the state capital, which is Tallahassee for Florida. And it's just, we need to just not turn our heads or turn our backs to what's really going on.
Right.
Yes, these inmates have made mistakes, so have we. Yes, these inmates have made bad choices, so have we. But at the end of the day, these inmates are still human beings. So, I would like for you all to stay in tune with us for our next episode. And follow us and give us your thoughts on what you heard today, and
Like our page on Facebook, Inmate Lives Matter Too.
and just be a part of us. And we will continue this fight.
But we need your help. We need your help, guys. Get involved.
And definitely your input.
Yes. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
And we ain't gotta edit that one. Look at that. Look at God. Won't he do it? No, that